Hello and welcome back to Reason News. China is hosting a high-stakes summit that brings together world leaders amid intense geopolitical shifts and global economic challenges, with attendees including Russia's Vladimir Putin and India's Narendra Modi. This wasn't just another diplomatic meeting. It was a calculated display of a new multipolar world order in the making and a direct challenge to Western influence. To understand the significance of this summit, you have to understand the SCO. Founded in 2001, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization was initially a security-focused bloc aimed at countering threats like terrorism and separatism in Central Asia. But over the past 2 decades, it has evolved into a formidable political and economic alliance, with a membership that now includes major powers like China, Russia, India, and Iran. The SCO represents a massive chunk of the world's population and economic output. The timing of this summit is no accident. It comes at a moment of profound global uncertainty with the Russia-Ukraine conflict, ongoing trade tensions, and an increasingly fractured international system. The summit convened this week in Beijing, gathering heads of state, foreign ministers, and senior diplomats from over 50 countries. This high-profile gathering serves as a platform for dialogue on some of the most urgent challenges facing the world today. The key agenda items included addressing global economic stability amid persistent inflation and supply chain disruptions, coordinating climate action to meet emissions targets and accelerate sustainable development, navigating security concerns across regions fraught with conflict and tension, and enhancing cooperation within multilateral forums to reform global governance and trade systems. China is using this summit to assert its leadership role on the world stage. President Xi Jinping opened the meeting with a keynote speech underscoring China's commitment to globalization, multilateralism, and peaceful development. China's objectives are clear. It's to solidify partnerships, particularly among emerging economies and developing nations, to promote alternative trade frameworks to Western-centric institutions, to advance China's Belt and Road Initiative by fostering infrastructure and economic collaboration, and to position itself as a responsible global power advancing shared development. Here's a video from NBC News.
This summit has been all about optics, about the sort of messages being telegraphed to the rest of the world, namely to the United States. China under Xi Jinping is seeking influence and to present an alternative to a world order that's been dominated by the U.S. At this summit alone, the leaders of China, Russia, India, Iran, Pakistan, Turkey, and a dozen others are in attendance and showing that they're aligned with this sort of thinking. In his speech, Xi Jinping took some jabs at the way President Trump has been reshaping U.S. foreign policy. He talked of global upheaval and bullying without naming names. All of it underscoring, though, how Xi has been working to present China as this stable alternative for what he calls, quote, an inclusive world order.
Representatives from the United States, Russia, the European Union, India, Brazil, and numerous African and Asian states are participating. The summit has seen several high-stakes bilateral meetings on the sidelines, including US-China discussions aimed at easing trade tensions and addressing Taiwan, Russian engagement calling for stronger energy collaboration amidst ongoing geopolitical disputes, and African leaders advocating increased investment and technology transfer to support continental development. Economic cooperation dominates the agenda. Delegates are exploring a range of initiatives to reduce barriers, coordinate pandemic recovery efforts, combat climate-related disruptions, and improve digital economy regulations. Security issues, particularly in the Indo-Pacific, Ukraine, and the Middle East, are being discussed with urgency. China emphasizes dialogue and diplomacy but reiterates its commitment to safeguarding sovereignty and territorial integrity. Observers note a cautious atmosphere, with leaders seeking to avoid escalation while managing strategic competition. The summit is expected to culminate in joint declarations emphasizing inclusive growth and innovation citizen-led development. Climate action remains a central pillar. China committed to accelerating its carbon neutrality goals while working alongside other major emitters to fund renewable energy projects globally. The summit includes a dedicated forum to discuss technological innovations, adaptation strategies, and green financing mechanisms. Reactions to the summit have been mixed. Chinese state media hails it as a triumph of cooperation and a blueprint for future global governance. Western media and policymakers assess the outcomes critically, wary of China's expanding influence. Global markets responded with cautious optimism, reflecting hope for eased tensions but awareness of persistent challenges. In the coming days, all eyes will be on the summit's final communique and any new economic or security agreements. Additional bilateral engagements and follow-up meetings are planned to maintain momentum. China's high-stakes summit today is more than a gathering of world leaders. It's a defining moment for international diplomacy amid a rapidly evolving global landscape. We will continue to monitor developments and bring you detailed reports. But until next time, stay informed, updated, and curious.